Hey, so here we are in beautiful Ladera Del Mar with my good buddy Tom Cardella. It's July 28th, 2020, and we're having a fabulous day in living the dream, baby.
Living the dream.
Tell us, how are you? How you doing, Tom?
Mikey, it's been great. I love being down here. I've been spending a lot more time down here, obviously, because of the pandemic. And I feel like I've really gotten more into the community. I've been involved with Tank Tops and Flip Flops, your organization, with Food for Hermosa and Pamela Lewis and Bernal, and with Pates y Manos. And these guys are all out raising money to deliver food to unemployed people. I mean, what an amazing spirit exists here.
Yeah, it's a great spot for sure. It's cool seeing the whole community come together.
Man,
you know, everybody's out there helping, and
it's just wonderful.
The town cleanups and everything.
It is. And you know what? I mean, I came down here in 2009. We came down here on vacation because our timeshare on the Caribbean was being hit by a hurricane. So Ron said, we're going to Costa Rica. And I'll tell you what, it was the best move we ever made. Thank you, Hurricane Wilma.
Because that's how you're here?
Now I'm here.
Well, it's cool because our mutual friend David is how we hooked up,
That's
right?
true.
So David's a good client and a good friend of mine for many years, and I get a phone call saying, hey, my good buddy Tom Cardella's coming down to Costa Rica, and you just got to go meet him and spend a day with him. You guys will hit it off great. I remember calling you, and you're telling me you were down in Flamingo at what's now the Jimmy Buffett Hotel,
That's
but
right.
it was a different hotel back then.
The old Flamingo Hotel. Yeah.
Flamingo Beach Hotel.
Yeah.
And so I drove down and picked you up. I'll never forget it. Remember what you said to me? It's the first time you got in my car. What'd you say to me?
Well, basically I got in the car, I looked at this guy, and I said, okay, I'm going to be, railroaded into something. And I said, you know what? I'm only going to look at stuff here, dude. I'm not buying anything. And about 12 deals later now. No, but you know what? It was a very interesting day. My wife was taking the kids zip lining and to do mud baths up in Arnall. And you know what? That wasn't on my bucket list. So I said, let me call this guy Mike. He came down, he picked me up. We went up, ended up in Playa, Coco. Christ, we met everybody. We met Daryl from No Problema, who became my property manager at the time. We actually went over. I think I met Bruzak in his woodworking shop, who I've done business with and builds great houses down here. And so we ended up looking at 7 properties. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I said, Mike, I'm going to go back down to Flamingo. I'm going to tell Rhonda to get somebody to watch the kids. We're going to come up here. We're going to buy something.
Yeah, I'll never forget it. So we're cruising around, and all the way up, driving up from Flamingo. It's about an hour drive. And Tom's like, listen, I'm not buying anything. I want you to know right now. I said, Tom, relax. It's all good, man. We're just going to have some fun. I'm going to drive you around. I'm going to show you some cool places. We'll drink some beer. I always run into people that I know. It'll be a great day, and it was. We had a hoot. And we weren't even looking at real estate at first. We were just driving around. I showed you Playa Hermosa. I think we went to El Bolero, and then we went to a couple other places and started having a few beers, started running into people that we knew.
That's right.
And probably, I'll never forget, it was probably about 11:30, about 3 hours into the day, and Tom looks at me, he goes, I should probably be buying something here, huh? And I said, well, it tends to happen that way, Tom. And do you want to look at some real estate? And he says, yeah, why don't you start showing me some properties? And that's how it happened.
Yeah, it did. And you know what? It was one of the best moves I've made in my life. Coming down here, the first 8 years or so, we've been coming down here, 11, 12 years. The first couple of years, I'd be down here 1 week a year. That was my annual vacation away from corporate America. And, despite all the crisis that's around us with the pandemic, I've been here since January 2nd. It's now July, 28th? 28th.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think my frame of reference is going to change. I think I'm going to, Mike, actually look at spending at least 8-9 months a year down here. And then going back to Wisconsin every once in a while for, checking things out with the Packers and things like that. So.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome.